Happy week 3 of Advent. The topic today is the prophetic and emerging dawn. What does dawn conjure up for you? What is the notion when you think of it? Obviously, we're taking it from the popular way it's used when the sun comes across the horizon, when we move from the night into the first rays of light. And dawn shines upon the land. Everything is lit up in a brand new way, and things are warmed up so that there can be movement, right? Connotes. Dawn is rich. Think about when you say the phrase, "Oh, it dawned upon me." With that is, "Oh, I never thought of that before. Oh, it dawned upon me." So dawn has the sense to it that it is an emerging of something brand new. And isn't it amazing that you and I can participate in that over and over and over again? In fact, I feel that my journey is such a pathless path that my dawns are breath, into breath, into breath, versus the larger emerging that might look more life-changing. So dawn is a really lovely image for when we talk about Advent, because Advent is all about that joyful expectation of new life and birth coming from what has never been before, which is worthy of a great celebration. Right? In fact, in the third week of Advent, if you ever have been Catholic or participate in Advent season in any of the traditions, the third week has a pink candle. All the other ones are purple, but it's a pink candle because it represents that it's almost here. Pink is a joyful color, and it's like, oh, we've only got a little over a week left. Finally! And if you've ever been pregnant with I haven't. I've been pregnant with missions and ideas and visions, but never with a baby. I'm sure you can relate to when you get close to your delivery time, how you're longing for the baby to come. There can even be frustration and impatience along with the anxious expectation and the brimming celebration that you're wishing to have to hold your baby. So the pink, we're almost there. What is the new birth for you? What is the dawn that is arising for you? Dawn launches us into an ever-growing purity. Think back in the Gospel of Luke when the angel Gabriel first appears to Mary. So this is before she's pregnant, and says these incredible words: "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you, and blessed is the fruit of your womb." And it follows, Mary was very troubled by these words. She wondered what it could mean to bear her Creator and still remain untouched, untainted, a virgin. So dawn brings us into that as one that is meant to bear God in the world, you and me, Theotokos is the Greek word for that in that same bearing, we become even more pure. What could you be saying yes to? What is something of the prophetic emerging dawn in your own life? Prophetic is the foreseeing or the foreshadowing, right? The accurate of what's coming. And our prophetic nature, while it does make us at times channels and spokespeople for justice and truth in the big sense of the word, it also is the prophetic living into our essential nature. It is the realization of what we are made to be in the world, and holding it with such conviction and confidence that we surrender into it over and over again. Sometimes it takes courage in the face of fear. Sometimes it takes affirmation. Sometimes it takes just a leap off the cliff. And sometimes living our prophetic nature is easy because we're so certain. But the prophetic nature leads us to the emerging dawn where we become the Word made flesh. Think of word. Word to me is not always material, right? It's immaterial. It can be a thought. But Word made flesh is the full embodiment of the divine of God in the world. Word made flesh is the calling into our essential nature. So we are not only the Theotokos, the bearers of God in the world, we are also the Word made flesh, the ones born over and over again. And our ascent to spirit, the Trinitarian experience, lets us be that. But it's not just in our imagination or in our spiritual, non-grounded sense. It's also the here and now. What here and now are you being called into in a new birth? What's being evoked? What's being stirred up within you? For me, what's being stirred up is being a voice for this prophetic nature in the world. Being a spokesperson so that my words themselves can stir that action, that kenosis in each person and in all creation. And it's a gift that's always been mine, though it's something I'm always growing in. When I was in junior high school, we were required to take a speech class, and most junior high schoolers hate it. I was actually indifferent. I wasn't looking forward to it, and I actually could have cared less. Well, she didn't teach us much for our first talk. We had to give a talk that was 5 to 10 minutes long. She just said, choose a topic and give a talk on it. And because of my natural gift, I put together a talk that oftentimes you receive teaching to learn, like leading in with a story and how you progress through the talk and the rounding up the closure with a good solid ending. And I did this naturally. It was on child abuse. She was so moved by it, she gave me a score of 99. And I was shocked because I didn't think anything about me having a gift for speech. And she convinced me to realize that it was a gift, not just on the spiritual end, but just on the purely, this is part of, it would be like being a good singer or being someone who was good at math. Mine was speech and communication and saying a word that excited inspiration. So my new birth into my prophetic nature is to let my voice expand even further, to speak to my friends, you, and others all around the world, that they can realize they are Word made flesh, and they can live into and emerge in the dawn of what that means. So part of my gift around dawn, and you'll receive another note, is on Christmas morning. I started a tradition a few years back of getting up just before dawn and spending an hour in prayer and meditation for you, my friends, and my family, for all creation as well, but in a particular way for your intentions. So I will be holding dawn, holding a candle to you, so that you who profess or who possess the prophetic message, that message that's altogether reliable, that you may keep your eyes upon it like you would a lamp in a dark place until morning comes and the dawn rises, not just out there, but right here within your own heart. I bow to you, O prophetic and emerging dawn. Blessings.